This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Dargan versus Dargan. You all have been married for 3 years, and together you have 8 children. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Now, Ms. Dargan, for the record, you are a successful recording artist, writer, producer, and TV star who goes by the name Lil Mo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. And Mr. Dargan, you are a professional boxer and are a Pan Am Games gold medalist. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Ms. Dargan, you have petitioned this court for a lie detector test to uncover the truth. Explain that, please.
Well, my intuition hasn't failed me before. This is my 3rd marriage, okay? This is calls first. I don't want to get to a certain point in our relationship and it all go downhill. So I want to nip it in the bud right here and right now. I need clarity and I need closure. I think we owe it to each other to just get this behind us. We dust it under the rug, but if it's gonna continue to be an issue, then we gotta figure this thing on out, how we can move forward. Because we are in love, but baby, you know, what love got to do with it? Hello? Hello?
So your woman's intuition, your gut,
yes,
is telling you there's something amiss.
You know, when people see that you're making noise and they know that you're doing big things, they want to be a part of that. So even as much as a follow can be considered like flirting. Right. So I just want to make sure it's just nothing extra going on and that he's just telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help him, you know, Your Honor.
All right.
Basically.
So, Mr. Dargan, you're here to prove that you've been faithful to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right? What do you want to tell her?
Well, the internet, the media, social media basically doesn't lie, what a lot of people would say. They really doesn't have any proof of any of this, so she wants closure, and I told her before, whatever she want to do to make her happy, let's get it done.
All right, so these headlines that we see, that Lil Mo's husband is cheating and all of that, you're here to say that that's all false.
Pretty much.
There's no truth to him.
He said
No,
pretty
sir.
much. That's not a yes or no. Is it no or is it pretty much? Like, some of it could be true.
No, Your Honor, I have not cheated on my wife.
All right, I just want to be clear, because when you say pretty much, I'm like...
That could be a...
All right,
It's not, in my life, I always have my wife with me, just so I can't even mistakenly or accidentally, you know, fall into a death trap or something.
But you would agree with me, you can't accidentally or mistakenly fall into another woman's bed. That's
Half the stuff don't be in no bed. Yes. You can't accidentally or mistakenly fall in nobody's back seat. People don't even make it to the bed no more. If you're gonna cheat, it's gonna happen wherever you at. And I just making sure it ain't happen where nobody was at.
All right, so Miss Darden.
Yes.
Tell me how the two of you got together. Take me back to the happy times.
Well, we got time.
We still
we got a little time.
We still happy. But you know, every marriage has its issue. So we've known each other actually before my first marriage. So over 15 years. Okay. So we've been
before Lil Mo's first marriage, not Cynthia's. This is Cynthia's first marriage.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Yes, Lil Mo was married before because, you know, I always wanted to, you know, I grew up family. My parents been married over 40 years. Okay. So that's all I know is family. That's my foundation. So that's what I've always been in search for. I never wanted the fame. I always wanted the family. So 15 years ago, his cousin, they had tried to book me for an event. That's when everything was popping. I was that girl. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew because I got the blue hair back, but I had the braids. So I was on the scene, and when he tried to talk to me before, because I am older than him, it's not a decade, but I'll say 8.5, 9 years if you count carry the 1, 365, whatever the case may be. Okay. So we just been friends for every child that I've had born. So it's like 8 years. We have a 15-year-old, that's our oldest, and we have a baby that's 2 years old. So in between there, you know, there was a couple of marriages. But he's always been like that friend. If you need me, knock somebody out, I got you. So my second divorce, as Lil Mo was basically almost done. And I wasn't looking, but I was just like, you know what, it's always good to have somebody that you can lean on and that got your back.
Right.
So the Ravens were playing, that was the year that they won the Super Bowl, so they were playing a game. But it was snowing. I had on my fur, but I had on some cut-up jeans. So my arms was covered, but my butt was out. So he gave me the pants that he had on. So off top, yeah. So basically he was telling me off top, I ain't never forget he let me wear the pants in a relationship. Hello? Follow that analogy.
Okay, listen. Okay. I've heard of giving the shirt off your back.
Yeah.
But you gave the pants off your bottom.
Yeah.
Of course.
At the end of the day, you know, fast forward, I was going to LA from Baltimore. I was like, listen, I'm leaving soon. I have to go out there for work. And listen, you can hang in there or you can just, like, what you want to do? I didn't give him an ultimatum because I was still healing. I wasn't hurting, but I was still healing. Okay. And with that, I was asking him, was he in any situations? Because I don't deal with married or men that are in relationships no more. Because I've done that before, and that's not cute. I have daughters, and at the same time, I don't want them. I'm talking, baby. Because I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to be funky, but I'm just like trying to get the point across. Like, we've been rocking for years.
All right, well, I want to hear from his side. Okay, you said that you didn't fall in love with Lil Mo. Yeah. You fell in love with Cynthia.
Yes, sir.
What does that look like? What is it about Cynthia that you like?
No one has Cynthia. They don't know who Cynthia is.
Wow. Who is Cynthia? Tell us who Cynthia is. Man.
Look at her.
Look at that smile.
No,
See, Cynthia is the person under the wig.
Okay, so Cynthia is the person behind the scene. So what kind of person is Cynthia?
The mother, the wife. Cynthia is not an entertainer. Cynthia is not a singer. You know, Cynthia is a loving mother, a loving wife, you know, and she was basically, you could tell she's about her business. And not by saying that, meaning she don't depend on anybody for anything.
So she's used to being a superwoman.
Right.
It's like your song.
Yeah.
You living the music.
Yeah, so
what is it about your husband, that one piece that's like, I can't live without this, that's about him?
He's very protective. I've never been protected before. Very, like I'm about to, yeah.
How does he protect you? Tell us about that.
He just does, man. He just does. This is the first time in my life I could say I'm really, genuinely, authentically happy from mentally, physically, emotionally. My children are happy. So it's not up for debate. My happiness and my peace at this point is not up for compromise. So we got to get to the bottom of this, for real.
So, okay, you need to be the protector, not only of her physically, but of her spirit. You don't want to break her.
Yeah.
You don't want to break her. And even though she's Lil Mo and she got her thing going and all that, she's a woman named Cynthia. That's what you called her. And you need to protect that person, because that person is vulnerable. She can be your superwoman. In fact, I think she's being your superwoman. You need to be her Superman, so y'all can be super people together.
And with all these super kids.
Right. Take me to the day when the first allegation of cheating hit.
Okay, it was a couple of years ago. It was like in the summer, and I remember I was leaving my sister's salon, and he drove me there because he's my security as well. Like every move I make, like he's my Secret Service. You feel me?
I got you.
So it was just like, we were coming out, and he was like, babe, I need to talk to you about something. And he was like, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I said, oh God, what? He was just like, here, look at this. He showed me his phone. He was like, one of his friends had said, look what's on social media. So I said, what's this about? He was just like, I'm gonna just tell you straight up. He said, I never did anything with her. He said, I should have not even had these conversations, but I left it at that. He said, as soon as I told her, you know what, this is wrong, I gotta, like, why am I even having these conversations with you? That's why I'm gonna tell. And then it started getting to the point, well, if you give me money or whatever, I'll make this go away.
But the headlines were saying Lil Mo caught her husband cheating.
That was a lie. That was a lie. No, I never caught him in anything, because I don't look for anything.
Okay.
You feel me?
But a lot of blogs ran with this story.
Of course they do. That's what they do. They're on their job. But I'm just like, well, can I see what this person looks like? Then I went to their page and I said, this bag of laundry, look at... No, that's what we're not finna do. That's what we're not finna do.
Okay, so, I mean, we did our research. The court has done its research, and all these blogs reached 150 million people.
Yeah. Oh, they
all seeing your life playing out, allegations that your husband is cheating on you.
Yeah.
And I personally think I could have been with anybody in my life at the time, and it wouldn't have even expanded to that, to that level.
But because you're with Lil Mo.
Exactly.
So when you see these blogs and all that he's cheating, what do you say to your husband?
I'll just ask him straight up, like, what's going on? Because we don't play those type of games, and my revenge is, I'm a Scorpio.
All right,
so you got a sting. Okay, so when she comes to you and says, hey, I'm reading all of this social media, what do you say to her?
I'm always truthful.
Okay.
Right. Whether it hurts you or not, I will always give my honesty, and at the end of the day, I'll let y'all decide if you want to deal with it or not. I don't just lie or finesse to make it sound good.
Mr. Dargan, how do these rumors get started?
Because they find out who I'm with.
So it's not because somebody sees you with somebody or somebody sees an innocent contact taken out of context.
All the time.
I mean, we see these rumors all the time. How do they get started?
I will tell you one thing. No one can ever say they saw me with anyone.
All right, Mr. Dargan, let's just set the record straight. How many women have you had sex with since you've been married?
Again, none. Like I said, she's with me 99% of the time. You know, and early in my life, I've been hurt before in my life. You know, my heart's been broken, so it took me a long time to gain trust in a woman again.
All right, so what you're telling the court is these rumors is not like somebody took something out of context. These rumors are just completely false.
But here's the problem, love, and this is what I want to ask you. They were allegedly lifting text messages between you and another female. What was that about? I mean, were they actually your text message or DMs between her?
Oh, I can say one thing. A lot of my friends don't have social media.
Associates. Because
a couple of my friends doesn't have social media, you know, so I'll let them go ahead and talk to people on my social media, but a lot of people know it's them.
So are you saying to the court that the messages that were published were not your messages, but some of your associates' messages?
Yes. How I look at it is like, yo, I'm putting you on.
That's what
but do your associates know that your wife is Lil Mo and that this could hurt her?
Yes.
And
they don't care. See, y'all understand from my point of view.
Okay.
My point of view is the person, the female, no, it's not me.
Are you sure about that?
But
yes.
No. But here's the problem. This female or friend A could take that and use it against you. And use it against your wife. And they did.
Well, and what's to stop an associate, if he's already using your social media account, what's to stop them from taking the next step and pretending to be you? If using your social media account gets them play, what do you think actually being you is going to get them?
Hello?
Yeah.
Clap. The reason why I say that too, and I tell them be careful because everybody wants to be famous for some odd reason, but they can't handle what comes along with this, with everything.
Okay, so what does it feel like as a celebrity and then as a woman to be dealing with these allegations with your spouse?
As a celebrity, I'm used to it. But as a wife, and because I care this time, and because I'm passionate, it hurts. People think cheating is just the actual sexual contact or whatever they say.
No.
Cheating is flirting. Because I can say, I'll be like, if I say, man, you look beautiful today, I'll be like, okay, Mr. Cutler, I see your shape up is popping, but then you keep it right there. But I ain't got no business sending that to you in no secret message.
Right.
What's the secret?
What's the secret? Lil Mo said my shape up is popping.
Lil Mo, you better get him in trouble. You better get
some. Bad, Jana.
Mr. Cutler, I give you some all the time. I'm always telling you how much I adore you.
Look, I might end up in the blog talking about Lil Mo said Judge Cutler's shape up is popping. I might be in the blog. Look, if it's in the blog, you know what happened.
I was right here.
You're right here.
Ms. Darden, this isn't the only allegation of cheating that you experienced. Is that correct?
Every year it happens at the same time. And then people always slide me a message. This one lady said, somebody was just like, hey, pay me this amount to make it go away. I said, well, you should have got some money if you was allegedly with him, whatever the case may be, because you ain't getting a dime from me. You ain't got no FaceTime calls. You ain't got y'all laid up in the bed, because you know that's what they do now. You close your eyes for 2 seconds, you all over oh, he fell asleep in this thing. Yeah, okay.
All right,
now I always tell him, if you can get him, you can have him. But be sure you can handle these bills, because it ain't even him you got to deal with. You got to deal with all of us. His family, my family, these hands, this heart.
This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
What I want to know is, how is it that these women are making allegations, and how does that make you feel
How they
with
get
your
your phone
relationship?
number?
I mean, the second, we talked about the first time.
There it is.
The second time, how did that happen?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the first time when I came to her, I said, boom, this is what it is. She said, so have you did anything with it? I said, no, I didn't do anything with it. It was just basically just talking.
So what was that woman claiming?
They were just claiming that I was cheating.
By having sex or by flirting?
We were texting.
So you're texting back and forth with this woman?
Right.
Okay, and what are you texting?
Just
Pictures of...
No, she texts me pictures.
Pictures of what?
That thing was ugly.
What did this woman text you pictures of?
Where the sun don't shine.
Her private parts?
Exactly. Yes,
Okay.
Shine.
Okay, did you send anything back?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Of your private parts?
I did.
All of you?
No, not
All of you, or just...
pieces of me.
Okay. Were those the pieces where the sun don't shine?
That you ain't got no business sending nobody.
Okay, Miss Gardner, how did you find out about this?
He showed it to me.
So this wasn't one of your associates, this
That's
was
out of
you.
pocket.
No, it was me, yeah.
It was you.
No, yeah, of course.
And you're texting with this woman, and she sends you pictures of her private part.
Right.
And you send her pictures of your private parts.
Like,
and
I
then
would
at
be
some
so
point
scared,
she tries
like-
to say she's going to make it known, and so that's when you go to...
No, then it was
Right.
like the chick would say, I don't know, she was supposed to get pregnant by you. It was like, it was crazy.
But,
Okay, Mr. Dargan,
but we've never met, like...
Here's my question.
How do you do that?
Why are you sending and receiving naked pictures when you're married to this beautiful woman?
Again, you are right. Why am I doing that? But again, like I said, I used to be out here. I used to be out here dealing with multiple women at times, 5, 6 women at one time. Basically, I was a thought. I had no intentions on getting married. I had no intentions on ever being with one woman.
But we was married.
But I was
so.
trying to work on it, and I told her, listen, I was out here. I'm used to this. It's not an overnight process. I'll try it the best I can. But I slipped up and got caught up.
So this exchange of pictures with this woman, was that the time where you all were laying in bed and someone said, hey, this is out here?
No, that was the second. That was another time.
That was another time?
Yeah. But they used it, whoever it was, that was the same
Yeah, it
pictures.
was like the same
Like, then it
stuff,
became...
like, it was just somebody...
Somebody started
It
playing.
was just messy and...
Because I was
Okay,
just like,
so
that's why I was...
how is it that you turned to Cynthia or Lil Mo or whoever you were turning to at that moment
And explain it to her.
and explain this to her? What did you say?
Like I said, I don't pull no punches. I don't know how to finesse it or make it sound good or anything. I just come out and straight say, yo, this is a girl that I've been texting and...
And I said,
she
why?
just wanted
Because I don't have no
everybody to be
dudes.
known.
I be texting. Then it got to the point somebody said they was pregnant by him, and I said, well, where's this baby at?
That was all in the social media?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? I mean, how did you find out that this woman was doing
They
this?
sent it to a blog.
And it says, side girl...
Angry side chick. It was like something.
I'm still waiting to see the baby. But a couple days later...
Nobody's ever come
They
forward
never
with a
come
baby.
forward.
No.
They never come to nobody's church, and we're Muslim, so they don't never pop up at the masjid, nothing.
All right, so why are you waiting to see the baby if you never slept with her?
Hello?
God, I'm gonna see... They must know something I don't know.
Well, do they know something you don't know?
I don't know.
Do you know the woman?
Do I know the one? Social media, yeah.
But you've never personally...
This person never had a name attached to it, so I don't know who these people are.
I'm waiting to see the baby.
All right, so the mystery woman who's pregnant, that's not the same woman that you sent the pictures to.
No.
It's a different woman.
Yeah.
So were you with this mystery woman or not? Okay, social media is great. Social media can do a lot of things. Social media can't get a woman pregnant.
Hello?
And so...
What, you gonna have a daggone virtual baby?
You're right. So she's lying.
So this isn't about your social media account. It's not about your associates using it to get some play. It's not about you flirting or sending pictures. We're talking about, did you...
There's no way possible
another
that she
woman
could have been
who's
pregnant.
pregnant.
There's no way impossible that she
Basically saying he never had any
pregnant.
sexual contact with anybody else besides me, because I ain't had no sexual contact or no conversations with nobody besides him. But
Okay.
And
that's what you're telling this court.
Yes, there's nothing going on really in my life that anything she doesn't know about.
So, since you have been married, have you had sexual intercourse with any other women?
No, Your Honor. And I told her before, this is the first time in my life I can actually say I can't even remember the last time I had sex with anyone else besides her.
All right. So you love your wife.
Of course.
You want this relationship to work.
Yes.
You want this marriage
in my
to
mind,
work.
yes. I don't want. I'm trying to work this relationship out, and in my mind, it's like it's do or die.
Miss Dargan, I have to ask you, woman to woman.
Yes.
Not Lil Mo, but
Got it.
I'm talking to Cynthia Dargan. How are you managing as a woman all of that intense pressure? Because it's one thing to be dealing with an issue of infidelity privately, but you are all on Front Street.
Hello. Just, it's really no way to answer that. There's no way to deal with it. You just like, when you're married, if I was just his girlfriend, I'd have been like, but that's what I'm so used to doing, just people do what they do, so.
When you were talking to me about reading all of this and just having this, your personal life out in the streets, I could tell it's hurting you.
Yeah.
That's why we have contacted and had a friend of the court come to share with us from a blogging standpoint what this looks like as a celebrity and how these stories get started.
Okay.
Ron, would you please escort into the courtroom Danny Canada?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Your
All right, it's good to see you.
Good.
Miss Canada,
Yeah. So-
you're from Bossip?
I am, Bossip.com. Bossip actually stands for Black Gossip, and we specialize in covering stories like these. We talk about entertainment news, and we average over 5 million unique visitors a month.
Wow. So you're touching a lot of folk.
Yes, definitely.
So what is the fascination we have with celebrity relationships and their interaction and what's going on?
Well, Your Honors, I think what it is that it makes us feel better to know that even people who are beautiful, that have these amazing celebrity lifestyles, can be betrayed and played like us.
So when you have someone like Lil Mo and Carl Dargan, that just, I mean, that's a story the blogs just take and run with.
Absolutely, it's a huge story. People are just fascinated by celebrity cheating scandals.
So a story like the Dargans with allegations of cheating, how did that get started?
That started through a tip. Someone contacted us. They showed us these alleged text messages, and it just went from there. We obviously had to talk about it because we had heard these rumblings for a while, and this dates back to 2014. And every time we wrote about this story on the website, it was our top story. We averaged 70 million page views, and every time we wrote about this, it was a top story for our website.
Wow.
So all these people are responding to Lil Mo's husband allegedly cheating.
Yes, we had people in the comment section arguing, saying, oh, I don't believe that. Other people saying, of course he did it. He's trying to come up. So it was just back and forth the whole time.
I'm trying to come up.
You see what's happening in the media. You see the way they're demonizing and scrutinizing
much
from
as I be on
Usher
point, no one
to
will ever
everybody,
be able to
but
step
from
by me.
Kevin Hart. Like the way the media, even if it's something honest to getting a cup of coffee, oh, you saw that, it's always gonna be something. So you literally have to become a prisoner in your own home. Stay home, go do your job, and bring your behind home. Soon as you say hi, soon as you like, soon as you follow, you're automatically putting yourself in the line of fire.
Miss Canada, do you ever have any concerns about the effect? How do you all manage that space where these are real people with real lives?
Well, like you said, Miss Darden is a real woman. She's our superwoman. We remember her from back in the day with the blonde braids. So we remember that, but also we have a job to do. So we have to do our job. And if I get this story on my desk, then I feel compelled to write about it because this is something our readers are going to see.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when Miss Darden said people want the celebrity, but they don't want the backside of it, this is the backside of it.
This is the backside. This is the messy side of it, for sure.
So the stakes are really even higher for this.
Right.
Because it's not only relationship, it is a worldwide viewpoint on their relationship.
Yes, right.
So people want to say, see, told you so. Because even if it come back that ain't none of it true, they got to do that again. nobody
It is
wins in
what
this
it-
situation.
like, again,
it just behooves
it is
you to
what
just.
it is.
Okay, so Miss Darden, there have been a lot of rumors, a lot of headlines. There are gonna be some headlines from the day,
Any rumors
apparently.
about me?
Not yet. Not yet.
I can't wait to see what they got to say I did.
Miss Darden, there's a lot on the line. However this comes out, it's gonna be all over the world. How are you feeling right now? I mean, how are you feeling getting ready to find out the questions that you've been wondering about?
I mean, we had this discussion before, so it's just clarification on actually going through the motions of, I guess, tangibly making it evident what people have been saying.
So have you prepared yourself for the results either way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Either way it comes out?
Either way. I'm always prepared.
So I gotta ask you this. If it comes back that there has been some fun on the side, then what?
We'll just see.
Oh, that scares me. I'd rather you have said
Don't be scared because you have to always,
right there
you have to always
scared me.
remember when you do something, what's gonna be the end. Don't do nothing if you can't handle what you can't. I always tell people my ending is impeccable.
Well, let me just say this, and let me say this to you, because you didn't see what I saw. That's for real.
And you're right.
Cynthia or Lil Mo means business today. That look I saw was nothing but business.
Oh, yeah.
It's for real.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see what I saw?
The most
I saw
dangerous.
what you saw.
Oh,
And if you
okay.
ain't see it,
Scared
you
me.
felt
I'm not
it.
even married to her.
Yeah.
All right. To get to the bottom of this, to get the answers, to get the results, to find out what's going on, the court has ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. Dargan, and we have the result. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Kendall Shull of Kendall Investigations into the courtroom?
Yes, Sean. Right over here for the moment.
Mr. Shull, how are you today?
Great, Your Honor. Thank you.
Would you please state your credentials for the court?
I was privileged to spend almost 25 years with the FBI in Washington, D.C., then became chief of the entire FBI's polygraph program in Washington, D.C. Before I retired, moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, where I have my private business, which is security guards, private investigations, and polygraph Kendall Investigations.
All right, so in this case, you perform what's called a single-theme polygraph examination. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ask the same question a number of different ways just to see what the responses are from the person being examined. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You ask Mr. Dargan, since getting married, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than your wife that she doesn't know about? You also asked him, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than your wife since your wedding day that she's unaware of? What was his response to those questions?
His response to those questions was no.
What did the polygraph examination determine? What did the polygraph examination determine?
Unfortunately, the lie detector determined he was being deceptive.
Right. Mr. Dargan, are there women that you've had sexual intercourse with since you've been married that your wife does not know about?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Mr.
No, I was
Mr.
not-
Dargan.
I thought it was more to the question, I'm sorry. I mean,
Hold on. Mr. Shaw, the polygraph came back deceptive. What else can you add to this?
If I can also add something that this gentleman said to me after the polygraph test. if I
Please
might.
do.
He mentioned to me that there was a time when he told his wife that he may have had sex with somebody, but he told me there were other instances where she didn't ask, so he didn't tell her.
Thank God I ain't have to take no test.
Well,
it is what it is. It says that, and it says that. Like I said, I told y'all what I said, and that's what it is.
Let me just tell you, Mr. Cutler and I have been together. We've been married 28 years.
I'm
Wow.
aware of that.
And you cannot be married and messing around.
Ms. Dargan, you came here looking for answers. You've gotten answers. What are you going to do?
I really can't answer that right now.
What?
Because I have to, right now that I have to process it, I have to pray.
Well, all right. I applaud your courage to come here and face the truth.
Yeah.
You want to process it, you want to pray, you should do all those things.
Yeah.
And this court has counseling resources for you. We want you to take advantage of those to
Okay.
help you as you move forward. And as we say in this court, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.
Every marriage, every relationship, every person has their own issues, and you know, you just know what you know. We're gonna pray and we're gonna stick together because I think we deserve to be happy.